Let's go here. Yeah, guys, water check. It's video time. It's video time, boys. Get your waters. It's video time.
Sit up straight, you banana-shaped fuck.
Fix your postures, boys. Fix your postures. We're gonna be watching a little video while we grind. Let's go. I just want to let you guys know that I stream every day at twitch.tv/Sexyverse. Check it out. Peace.
Guys, the time is finally here. The interview that you have all been waiting for. I had an opportunity to go meet with the Chrono Odyssey lead and ask him a bunch of questions. There were 0 restrictions with the questions, no angles, just an honest interview. In case you missed the teaser, want to quickly add some context here. All the questions in this interview.
Water check, guys. First of all, water check. We got a little water check. Water, I'm saying. And a posture check. Get that posture fixed, boys. Come on.
You came directly from me. We had a huge time constraint, and I really wasn't sure if we were going to even get all the questions in. So to save time, I had all the questions written down on a script, which I read off of so that we wouldn't have to waste time in between. That's
nice. That's pretty cool to have this time. To have someone like him that can speak Korean and just go out there and just chase those Korean devs and be able to talk to them is really awesome.
Questions translating. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch. I'm live every day and I'm going to be playing a lot of the beta non-stop on the 20th. Probably a 24-hour stream, and if I have keys to give out, I will certainly be doing so via my stream. I hope you enjoy.
Well, you guys wanted juice, and today you're getting some juice. I am here in Seoul, South Korea at the Chrono studio, and I'm joined by a special guest, the man that is in the driver's seat when it comes to Chrono Odyssey. Please, if you don't mind, an introduction.
안녕하세요. 저는 크로노 오디세이 프로젝트의 개발 총괄 PD 윤상태입니다. 게임 개발을 진행하면서 개발자들이 한 방향을 볼 수 있도록 방향성을 제시하는 역할을 하고 있습니다.
All right, so question number 1. A lot of games throw in the MMORPG label to its game while trying to deliver a Souls-like or even a survival-like game. Every single one of those games is not considered a real MMO to any real MMO player. Chrono tries to deliver a Souls-like vibe, especially with the combat, but to me, it for sure felt like a fully fledged MMORPG first. We're seeing this being labeled as an online action RPG rather than an MMORPG in some areas. Is it safe for us to assume that this is truly an MMORPG?
네, 말씀하신 것처럼 크로노 오디세이는 오픈월드 액션 MMORPG입니다. 하나씩 구분해서 설명을 하면 오픈월드라는 부분은 저희
Let's see. Open world means our world.
로딩 없이 탐험할 수 있게끔 만들어져 있는
What's up, chill, what's up, baby?
액션에 관련돼서는 저희는 액션성에 대한
a lot of MMOs. The thing is, like a lot of MMOs, a lot of games, what they do is they do either or, open world and or just or basically action. I'm really excited to see how they're gonna be able to implement both of these things.
강조하고 있습니다.
I see we concentrate. Hey, listen, just reacting to this video. Stop.
그리고 컨트롤을 요구하는 그런 액션을 지금 담아내고 있고요. MMO의 부분에서는 MMORPG의 부분에서는 기존의 멀티플레이의 즐거운 경험들을 그대로 살리면서 기존에 있었던 MMORPG의 피로감을 줄일 수 있는.
Good. Incorporating ways to reduce the fatigue typical. So that's really good. Guys are. Relax, bro. Why are you just spamming everything, bro? Relax. I'm literally here talking to you, bro. Oh my god, let me just react to this video. I gotta go soon, bro. Jesus.
What's that?
Jesus. Oh my god, bro.
방법을 녹여내고자 만들어진 게임이라고 봐주시면 될 것 같습니다.
My experience with Chrono Odyssey was that this was more of a sandbox rather.
That's funny because since you spammed it too much, Twitch is not able to load them now. So it's like skipping them. It's skipping them. It's skipping some of them because you just. Hey, it's like a cute. It skipped the white man dancing, one of the best ones, bro.
than
Jesus.
a traditional theme park. The progression from the beginning gave the player real freedom with how to progress to max level. Even the main story quest simply had you go from one chrono gate or boss fight to another, and if you weren't
That is true. Like this is the
good
annoying
enough or
thing.
strong enough to clear it, you
You
go level
can't.
up at your own discretion,
Yeah.
which is very Souls-like. Can you please tell us, from a game design perspective, what is the identity for Chrono?
네, 말씀하신 것처럼 크로노 오디세이는 처음에 테마파크형
That's yeah. So there's a theme park. The theme park. What they mean by theme park style structure for MMOs, you like I said, you just go around all those different attractions. You know, all these dungeons, all these raids, all these nuts. You try them all, and once you're done, it's pretty much done. There's nothing else to do, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like you wait, patch after patch. You know, content after content. You just keep, and that gets boring. That's what a lot of MMOs are right now. That's why it's very dull, burnout, boring. It's just it's not it. Whereas Sandbox, you just start from nothing and you basically build yourself up to a point where like every time you get stronger, it unlocks new content for you. So like gear score progression is usually in those type of those MMOs or those like environments, because you get stronger, you can now access new content, but the content is already there, but you just cannot access it because you're not strong enough. And then you meet guilds, all these things. So you just basically you start from nothing and you just build yourself up big. Versus a theme park is like all the attractions are there, but then you just have to get, you know, through each of one of them, and then it just gets boring. You just have to redo it again. It becomes like a raid login thing where you just log in every week and do them. It's pretty boring.
형태를 취하고 있습니다. 그래서 처음에는 테마파크형으로 설계를 했던 이유는 처음에 유저들이 우리 게임에 대해서 익숙하지 않을 때
Exactly, that's
유저들에게 견인하는 역할.
That's
우리
good. That's
게임의
good. That's good.
시스템은 이런 식으로 플레이.
So they have a hybrid setting here. It seems like they're doing it half theme park, or the beginning is theme park and then they're doing it as a sandbox. Can you put your head on Kanon so it looks like you're there asking the questions, your big bald head, for the immersion? But what are you saying? Shut up, bro.
견인하는 역할로서 만들어져 있고요.
I hate my chat because it's so annoying,
구간을
bro.
지나게 되면 이제 샌드박스형으로 설계되어 있습니다.
Big love, bro. Big love.
이후에는 자기가 원하는 플레이 방식에 따라서 여러 가지 분기를 토대로 이제 플레이를 해 나가고 성장할 수 있도록
Okay, that's good.
만들어져 있습니다.
There are a lot of things I saw in Chrono Odyssey that
So early game is gonna be like a sand park, like a theme park. You're gonna try different, maybe dungeons, and then once you get like strong enough and out of the tutorial islands, maybe they're gonna put us into like some sort of like a sandbox where like. Bro, stop! No stuttering, bro.
are different from traditional MMOs. Can you tell us your thoughts on traditional Korean MMOs and how Chrono differs from them, if at all?
크로노 오디세이는 기존 한국형
That's good. It significantly different. It differs significantly. Let's see what it means.
MMORPG와 좀
Let's see what it does.
많이 차이가 납니다.
How?
기존의 한국형
Stop it.
MMORPG에서는
It's all good. It's all good. It's funny.
엔드 컨텐츠가 PVP 위주로
And the game content's often heavily focused on PvP. True.
저희는 이 부분을 PVE 중심으로 좀 더
To have more PvE focused structure. I see.
형태고요. 전통적인 RPG 방식에서는 탱, 딜, 힐로 극명하게 나눠지는 부분인데 저희는 이제 이쪽 그 역할에 대한 구분을 명확하게 하기보다는 좀 더 전투 특유의 액션성을 좀 더 살리는 방향으로 설계되었습니다.
My main worry is that I heard you can do any content solo if you're good enough. They could just have misunderstood though. Since I like having groups, I enjoy supportive playstyle. So what I understood from the previous videos or his interviews is they really want to focus on the small scale groups. They don't want to you don't want to rely on those big groups. Right? They want to do like make sure everything is being done by the small scale. So like you start with like your 2-3 friends and you can do whatever you want with them. So I want to see what he expounds on that later. There are dungeons and raids that you have to. Yeah, obviously. So basically, what I understood is you can pretty much solo from maybe all the content or most content you can solo it, which is fucking amazing, and that's what is usually needed in those games, because you don't want to always restrict it to party play, because not everyone wants to like play with different people and etc, right? Like, it would be pretty amazing to like have like a small group of friends, 2 to 3 people, and just play with them all time. It'd be really nice, and just build up yourself with them. I don't want a massive group. 5-10 people is perfect. Yeah, Final Fantasy Raid 8 is perfect. Yeah, it is nice. 5 is nice. I used to, we played Blade and Soul, was like 5 or 6 people, 5 people, 6 people. Pretty nice too. I really enjoy small group. It's just like, I really enjoy Monster Hunter Worlds because, or Wilds, whatever, because of how nice the small scaling is. It's like maximum 4 players. And I usually play with 2 of my friends, so we're always 3. And it's like really cool. I'm not stuttering, bro. It's always fun to be able to play with your 3 friends or 2 friends and just do everything you want with them. And if you ever want to, you can just like go by yourself and solo it for a bigger challenge, right? But you don't have to restrict yourself to always be in a party. That's the advantage here. And not everyone wants to play in a party. I know what me and a couple of my friends want to do to you. Like, yeah, bro.
Does Chrono
You're so
draw any
weird
inspiration from other MMORPGs in terms of game content design? If so, what games?
크로노 오디세이는 첫 번째로
Can solve 70% of the game, but having some things that you need to do group for is yeah. I mean, that's the whole thing of an MMO, right? Like massive multiplayer online, like you literally, in the word says massive multiplayer. So you literally, if you want to consider it as an MMO, you need to have some activities you can do with multiple friends. And if the game is completely soloable, then it's not really like an MMO, right? This becomes like a RPG at that point, right? But yeah, being able to play it as an RPG is cool, I guess. But yeah, having I think the incentive of playing with group or playing with friends is that you get more rewards. So that's the incentive. So that's fine. And I'm pretty sure it's not easy to solo. It's very, very hard to solo. Pretty sure.
시간을 여행한다는 부분에서 고전 RPG인 크로노 트리거의 영향을 받았고, 크로노 오디세이에서만 사용하는 장비인 크로노 텍터라는 부분은 젤다의 전설 시커스톤에서
the Zelda, yeah, of course.
오픈월드라는 부분과 전투의 부분에서는 엘든링의 영감을 많이 받았는데요. 오픈월드를 설계함에 있어서 엘든링의 어떤 의도된 결핍을 줌으로
인해서 scary vibes, mysterious vibes, merchants, maybe, you know, some side quests like that. That's gonna be pretty nice. Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm pretty excited though. That's like my only worry at the moment. Yeah.
유저들에게 생각지 못한 경험들을 좀 전달하고자 그렇게 설계를 했습니다.
Our experience in the beta test did not include the all-important endgame content or endgame loop. For an MMORPG, this is arguably the most important factor because it determines the day-to-day replayability. Is this fleshed out already? If so, can you tell us what we can expect?
캐논 같은 경우 베타 테스트를 해보셔서 이제 그 분량에 대한 컨텐츠들을 아마 크로노가 만들어 놓은 컨텐츠의 아주 부분적인 내용들만 플레이 해볼 수 있었을 텐데요.
Sure.
저희 크로노 오디세이는 그것과 먼저 있었던 베타 테스트의 분량보다 4배는 더 큰 필드를 준비해 두었고, 엔드 컨텐츠에 대한 부분들도 초반부에 대한 일부 플레이만 해볼 수 있었기 때문에 이후에 던전 플레이나 멀티플레이에 대한 계속 루프되는 방식의
Okay, so dungeons and multiplayer content with continuous growth loops. Okay.
성장
Does that mean like multiple dungeons? What does that
플레이해볼 수
mean?
있을 겁니다. 루프되는 어떤 컨텐츠에 대해서 멀티 컨텐츠로만 있는 건 아니고요. 싱글 플레이어들.
Like is it gonna be some sort of like a Chaos Gate, like Lost Ark or what?
싱글을 좋아하는 플레이어들이 또
Solo
엔드
players,
이후에도
okay.
싱글 플레이어들이 계속해서 성장할 수 있는, 루프할 수 있는 그런 시스템들도 마련되어 있습니다. 그래서 싱글 플레이어들은 멀티플레이에 대해서 좀 거부감이 있거나 좀 필요하다고 생각하는 분들은 싱글 플레이의 루프 컨텐츠를, 그리고 멀티플레이를 좋아하는 유저들은 멀티플레이의 컨텐츠를 루프 컨텐츠를 즐길 수 있도록 준비되어 있습니다.
So they designed systems. Okay. But they designed solo playable content if you're getting fatigued from the multiplayer, which is pretty good. That's really needed. That's what you want basically. You want to have the option to not only rely on staying multiplayer, right? You want to play also solo if you want to.
Will there be dailies in Chrono Odyssey? What are your thoughts on dailies? Because the Western players, they're not really big fans. We are not really big fans.
There should be, if it's a Korean-based game, right? Like they always will have dailies, incentives to log in. Dailies are so boring. It gets boring, but it has to be done in a nice way. You know, like it should be done in a nice way.
Of dailies.
1일 퀘스트 같은 경우는 아직 계획하고 있는 건 없지만
In case of daily quests, we don't have any plans at the moment.
가급적 유저들에게 숙제하는 경험을 주고 싶.
Exactly, because it starts feeling like a chore. It gets boring. Exactly. It gets boring. You know what I'm saying? And we want to avoid giving players an experience that feels like doing chores. Dude, like what they're saying is like gold, gold, gold. Like ding, 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 ding. Like not feel like chores. Some soloable content if you feel fatigued from multiplayer. Growth loops, which means like you're gonna be farming over and over again and keep getting gains, which is amazing. But still no mentions of endgame yet.
않습니다. 1일 퀘스트만 하루에 들어가서 매일
I'm for sure I'm taking this game. But shut up.
똑같은
It's so
것들만
stupid.
반복해야 하는 그런 게임들은 저도 좋아하지 않고 좀 그런 쪽보다는 자유롭게 좀 플레이할 수 있도록 여러 가지의 컨텐츠들을 준비하는 형태로 제작하고 있습니다.
The beta test is coming soon. This beta test will only be the early game and limited to early game regions from my understanding. How much bigger can we expect the world to be at launch?
정식 출시 스펙으로는 지금
He said 4 times bigger, he said earlier.
플레이해볼 수 있는 크기의 맵의 월드의 크기의
Yeah, 4 times larger. He just said that earlier.
4배의 월드를 준비해 둔 상황이고요.
4 times larger.
그리고 그 4개의 리전을 이외에도 과거와 미래에 대한 여행들이 되게 인스턴스한 아주 짧은 작은 규모가 아니라 거의 필드에 가까운.
Okay, that's interesting. So they will make literally different maps and different worlds or different like environments based on past and future and the present. A little like maybe Path of Exile. Path of Exile has, I mean, it doesn't really like, it doesn't flesh it out like this, but basically the story is like, I believe you just go, I think it's like something about future or something, the gates or whatever. Last epoch, yeah, there's like this a pre-time skip, post-time skip era, basically. It's the same maps, but, or it's the same acts, you just go back in time, whatever. But it's just like, bum, bum, bum. You just go like past, present, future, and I wonder how different it's gonna be. Maybe you have to go to the past. I don't know how. That's it. See, that's very interesting. It looks really fun, but I don't know how they're gonna execute it. It's very important. It's very important the way they're gonna be executing that.
Gearing reminded me of vanilla Arcade with workbenches and optionality for players to choose from. To add context, you would see a list of gear that you can craft and target farm the materials needed to craft said piece. You also have the option of farming different gear pieces via questing, field bosses, etc., giving players the freedom of choosing their own content.
That's awesome.
Chrono delivered this type of gearing experience in the beta test. Is this going to continue to be the case through the end game?
네, 말씀하신 장비.
See, I really enjoy farming for my gear. I think one thing we're missing out on a lot of MMOs that I play, that I surprisingly am able to find a little bit of it in BDO, but mostly games like perhaps old school RuneScape, old school Maple Story, is that back in the days, you had to actually actively go farm for your gear, like go farm for your pieces of equipment. And that was the fun of it for me. Like Silk Road had that. I'm pretty sure Cabal Online had that. All the OGs, all the old ass games had some shit like that. It's just like how it's just like how I like my French Canadian fries, bold and tasty. Chill. But honestly, like not even kidding. This is the type of thing I really enjoy. is going out and farming for your own gear versus like you don't have to farm for your gear basically by itself. You can also farm for the materials to craft your gear. You can also farm for, do quests that will give you parts of the gear or whatever. Like you have so many options of getting your gear that's not like restricted to get money, buy it off the market, or only get it from drops, or only. It's really good to have these different options. Like you're so dumb.
파밍에 관련돼서는
You're so dumb.
플레이를 하면서 파밍을 위주로 플레이하는 유저들이 분명히 있을 거고, 그리고 제작을 위주로 하는 그 플레이어들이 있을 텐데요. 파밍이 더 좋다. 그리고 채집과 제작을 통해서
That's nice. Gathering, crafting. So you give options to players to life skill through their gear, to progress through life skill, or to progress through farming. And that's really important because a lot of times these like gathering, crafting things are also always like put on the side, right? Or, oh, it's useless to life skill. It's useless to do this and that. Why don't just go grind? Or, you know what I'm saying? It's really good to have both things that will lead to the same goal. But us, it's just different paths, right? It's really important.
제작 아이템이 더 좋다에 대한 부분들을 어떤 것도 위에 두지 않으려고 지금 계획을 하고 있고요.
Yeah, neither side has a definitive advantage. That's awesome. I mean, that's going to be very hard to do, obviously, because of like balancing and meta and like, depends on how they balance out the grinding spots, how they balance out the gathering, or the speed of gathering, what you get from gathering. It's going to be depending on so many factors. So it's really hard to plan out on making both sides like no advantage. Usually farming has usually a better result over time, just because it's way more active when you go farm most of the time versus like life skilling, which is usually more AFKing because like you spend time, crafting stuff, so it takes on time.
어느 한쪽이
How are you? Thanks. I'm not gonna answer. You guys see we don't care. I'm not gonna say anything, bro. Well, how are you? Okay, moving on. Yes. Why is bro talking about life skills when he never does it? I'm not talking life skills in BDO, bro. I do life skills in other games sometimes.
쏠리게 되면은 한쪽 컨텐츠가 붕괴되기 때문에 파밍을 주도적으로 하는 유저들과 그리고 제작을 주도적으로 하는 유저들의 두 성향의 모든
That's sometimes doing some heavy lifting. So that's the thing though, like if you try to balance them, you really need to balance them out really well, because the second the scale is off on one side and it promotes more like life skilling over farming, then you just fucked up, because now everyone's gonna start doing the other activity because it's more advantageous, and then it's just gonna tip the scale even further, and more people are just gonna be doing one thing over the other one. So you really want to be careful how you approach these things. You really need to make sure both sides are as equalized as possible, honestly.
다 가져갈 수 있는 그렇게 설계를 하였습니다.
In the beta test,
and it gets harder and harder and harder in the end, like the more we get closer to the end game, because obviously in the end game, those end game pieces will require more farming and also will require more materials to gather and to farm. I mean to life skill for. So it's adding layer over layer over layer of stuff to do, and it's like it's really hard to balance at that point. So good on them for trying to planning out a balance on this shit. That's amazing.
Whole lot of options when it came to gear pieces. Is this intentional for simplicity reasons, or can we expect the launch version to include a lot more gear, allowing players to build more variety?
크로노 오디세이에서는 베타 테스트 때에서는 극히 일부만 공개됐고요. 그리고 저희 레벨과 티어에 대한 구분들이 훨씬 더 조밀하게 많이 준비되어 있고, 거기에 유니크 퍽을 전이할 수 있는, 그리고 추출해서 전이할 수 있는 시스템을 통해서 아주 깊은 성장감들을 이제 런칭 때는 만나보실 수
That's
있을
good.
것입니다.
That's good.
Will there be super rare chase items only few will have, or should we expect everyone at the end game to be relatively in the same gear in terms of power?
네, 후자에 가까운 것 같고요.
Okay.
엔드급 사기성 아이템 이것만 얻으면은 거의 게임이 끝이다라고 생각하는 그런 아이템은
That's good.
지향하고 있습니다.
That's good. That's good. That's really good. Sometimes what happens is like in these end game scenarios where like one player or a couple of players are gonna be so rich and they're gonna be gapping all the people so bad. It really is not ideal. It creates some sort of like discrepancy between players. I don't like it. But the chasing items is pretty fun though, I'm not gonna lie. Like chasing an item should be rewarding as fuck. And I'm not sad, but it could be nice to have like some sort of like secret items or like some cool items to chase for in the long run would be awesome. And but yeah, they're doing more of a horizontal progression, which reminds me a lot of Guild Wars 2, where like everyone at a certain point will be equally as strong, right? Gear-wise, like same stats and everything. But obviously, what matters is going to be their skill expression, right? Like obviously different classes, obviously, but it's more like you flesh out the skill expression of the players, which is awesome, which is even better for me. In most cases, like I don't want to fight someone that's, you know, twice as strong as me. I don't want to be able to find people like that twice as strong as me in the end game. It's just so weird. It just feels out of place. But having someone as similarly strong as me, and then me being able to outplay this person, or me being able to, you know, outdamage this person in PvE scenarios, depending on the class, obviously the meta class, or just being able to like skill express myself in a way where like I could be stronger or whatever, it's freaking satisfying. But seeing someone that like come across and they are like twice as strong as me, and it's just the progression just feels just so weird then, because if we're both in this super end game and this guy is twice as strong as me and he's like, how'd you get there? It's like, oh, I paid to win or blah blah blah. It just gets pretty annoying. It's a bad precedent for the entire game.
좀 수평적으로 많은 성장을.
But it's also hard. It's also hard when what he says. It's also hard. Horizontal progression is also hard because once people reach out the max level and they all have the same gear, what are you striving for? What are your goals? How do you get stronger? People want to get stronger all the time. You know, you want to get stronger. You want to do better content. But how are you going to be doing this if like how are you gonna chase for something better if everyone's gonna be pretty much the same level? You know what I'm saying? Like Guild Wars 2 had this issue where like everyone was similarly strong, but then what do you chase for? And they added legendary pieces of gear. So like you had your base gear that everyone had basically, and then you had legendary gear, which is like a legendary sword, like a shield, like a legendary piece of gear, and also equipment, which were like restricted behind like was it raids or PvP basically. You had options of either being like a end game PvE nerd or an end game PvP nerd, and you could get your legendary pieces from both of these activities. So you had the choice, right? Go PvP if you want to, or PvE, but you're both rewarded with the end game, super end game, which is legendary gear. I'm curious to see if they're gonna add this, because obviously, like once you go into like the horizontal progression route, where everyone is almost the same strength, it gets really hard to implement those sort of like goals and sort of like, oh, what am I playing for now? Everyone's the same strength. Like, what are we doing here? Like, we're just gonna kill this boss. It becomes like a DPS sponge. Right, just kill the boss and move on. Like, what are you grinding for? Is there gonna be grind in that game? I'm saying, like, I need grind. I need to strive for something stronger all the time. I need this. This is my motivation. You know what I'm saying?
하는 것이 목표고요. 그리고 이 부분에서 좀 더 깊이를 더하고
How are they gonna do this? That's what I'm curious about.
유도하기 위해서 좀 더 다양한 아이템들의 조합으로 여러 가지 빌드나 새로운
Multiple
메타를
builds and new
만들어 나가는
metas. I
형태가
see.
저희가 목표하고 있는 부분입니다.
Will Chrono be a longer or shorter grind? Will it be more like BDO, where the last few percentage of power is essentially impossible to obtain, or more like Throne and Liberty, where after a few months, pretty much everyone is in the same gear, in terms of power, that is?
두 가지 형태에 다 장단점이 있다고 생각합니다. 하지만 저희는 성장을 위해 지루하게 그라인딩을 반복하는 것들을 좀 지향하고 있고요. 캐논님이 말씀하신 것처럼 좀 단기적인 구조의 단점을 좀 보완한 형태라고 봐주시면 될 것 같습니다.
A lot of Western users do not.
I didn't get the answer here. Maybe I'm stupid or something, but he said he thinks both structures, which we just talked about, you know, same gear after a couple of weeks, months, versus discrepancies, depending on if you super high end grind or super grind a lot, if you grind a lot, or if you're RMT or BA2N. There's both pros and cons. And then pretty much the pros for the gear score things that I was talking about is the motivation to get stronger, right? But at some point it just becomes impossible, or unless you spend like thousands of hours for like one AP or like one gear score extra. I get it becomes ridiculous, right? Like, what are you even like? You lose motivation. Like, it's motivation or like ambition is gonna be there, but at a certain point, it's gonna be way too grindy for this one piece of equipment you're gonna be going, or not equipment, but like one gear score extra, right? That's pretty much not gonna do anything for you. It's not gonna get you in a new bracket or whatever. So it's essentially like useless. So there's this as a con, but pro is like the motivation of like getting stronger because you feel it. You get stronger, new place, blah, blah, blah. Versus being everyone the same strength is fun because, yeah, I mean, everyone's at the same strength. It's fun. You don't feel like super different than other people. And also it's bad because where's the motivation after this? Like, what are your goals? What are you doing after this? Like, how are you get stronger? Maybe different builds? Are they gonna like play on the skills? Are they gonna play on the enchantment on your gears perhaps, or some things like that could be different than other people? I don't know. But he didn't answer anything though. He didn't say anything.
하지만 저희는 성장을 위해
He said we want to avoid tedious grinding purely for the sake of progression.
지루하게 그라인딩을 반복하는
So what's gonna happen?
지향하고
So it's really looking like a horizontal gameplay here. Like everyone's gonna be the same strength.
캐논님이 말씀하신 것처럼 좀 단기적인 구조의 단점을 좀 보완한 형.
Design. So you can think of it as a structure designed to improve upon the shortcomings of a shorter term progression model.
형태라고 봐주시면 될 것 같습니다.
Okay.
A lot of Western users do not enjoy the gear enhancement systems that Korean MMOs traditionally produce. RNG systems with 1% or less chance to upgrade later on, gear downgrading or even completely breaking.
That's the worst one. The gear, okay, gear downgrading, I get it. I can get behind it. But the breaking part is probably the worst one out of all of them. And I come from MapleStory where breaking your gear is completely normal. It completely is normal. It completely is normal. And the sad thing about this, the reality of it is, you'll be farming for literally, or when I say farming, I'm going to say you're going to be killing the same boss on a weekly basis for multiple weeks just to finally get this really, really rare drop that you're going to be super excited to have, but at the same time, you have to go enhance it. And the way the enhancement works in MapleStory, it's on a star system.
We do not care.
I care, bro. Shut up! We do not care about Maple. I'm just explaining. It's a star system, and every enhancement has a success rate and a failure rate. After a certain star, which is usually 17 stars, you have success, failure, and destruction, right? So after 17 stars, not only you can downgrade, so they added something new now after having, so it goes from 0 stars to 25 stars. 25 is impossible, basically. Usually people stop at 22. And after 15 stars, essentially, your gear can downgrade. So your 15 is your lowest. It cannot go lower than 15, right? So 1 to 2, 2 if you fail, you stay at 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, all the way up to 15. After 15, you can drop. But before 15, you stay. So 14 stays 14, stay 14. If you fail, stays 14, blah, blah, blah. After 15, you can start dropping, right? So 16 to 15, 17 to 16. And after 17, your chance of exploding your gear starts to increase. It wasn't there before 17. It's there after 17. So think about this, right? You are, I don't know, fucking 10 weeks in so 10 kills on the boss, and you finally got a lucky drop, right? After 2 months and a half, you got a lucky drop. You have to go basically to the enhancement place. You enhance your item, go from star 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to 15, 16, 17. You're super excited. You go 17 to 18, success. 18 to 19, success. 19 to 20, unsuccessful. It drops from 18 or whatever, 19, it drops down 1 star. Okay, now you're at 18. 18 to 19, W works. 19 to 20, it fails again, back to 18. Back and forth, and all this, by the way, you have a chance of breaking your gear. It's slow, it's 2% or something, but it gets higher the higher the star is. And now imagine you get at 20 stars, 21 stars, and you're super excited because usually people stop at 22. There's no reason to push further than 22. You stop at 22. At 21 stars, you tap it, it fails, and it breaks. And now that's like 2 months and a half worth of your time just gone for no reason. And now imagine this is like a lucky because you got it in 2 months and a half. Some people don't get any items from bosses for more than like they get it after in what 3, 4, 5 months. They get one drop in 3 months, and it's like, yes, I finally got it. You go enhance it, and it explodes. It booms on you.
Oh, damn.
Like it's such a bad thing because there's not even pity in the game. There's no pity. There's nothing. So you either are lucky or not getting it. And the moment you don't get it, it's over. Like you're gonna be dooming all the time, and then you see your friends keep getting items, and their item succeeds. Your item does not succeed. It's a mental toll on everyone. And it's a very unhealthy environment. I lost interest in this game 8 months ago. I'm assuming it's cooked and just being used to generate cash since we're never getting an
You've
Audi.
reached your limit on talking.
Shut up.
Shut the fuck up.
Audi size update ever again? Are we talking about BDO or are we talking about what are you talking about? BDO or MapleStory? I'm assuming BDO. But BDO, BDO, I see. Also, W First Chat, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, First Chat. I mean, honestly, when it comes to like content in this game, they've added, I mean, I'm new to the game, right? I've only been playing for 10 days. I'm really impressed by the system they have implemented, for like PD system and all these things. It's really awesome. And I've heard at least some rumors that there's going to be some new content in a couple of days, apparently, like when the Heidelball summer announcement happens, there's gonna be some new content. Apparently, maybe it's everyone's like copium for that shit right now. So we'll see in like 2 weeks from now when the Heidelball thing drops. We'll see there's gonna be some new content. I don't think sitting in the category equals loss of interest 8 months ago. That is also true. It's just like the game is in a really good space for now, in my opinion. Because when I compare it to other games I've played, like Blade and Soul, MapleStory, all the Korean MMOs I've played in the past, BDO back in 2021 when I played it is completely garbage compared to what it is now. Right now, it's like, in my opinion, it's like very much the best version it's ever been, right? The moment PA took over and added all those quality of lives recently, like, what is it, like pity and storage for everyone. I mean, storage for everywhere being accessible, everything. I think that's like just thinking about these things that were not available back then, that are available right now, is just amazing. It just sets like a good precedent for later on when they can be adding more things. Bro gives out my story.
I did not see any of those traditional systems.
Talking about like breaking your gear and everything, I think that's extremely bad. I think it's really, really, really bad for a game to have even those notions of things. I get it. It's like, oh my God, it's a really rare item. It feels really good to get an item if it doesn't break. I get it. But at least add some sort of like a pity system. Even if it's like 100 weeks to get it, I don't care. Add some sort of a system where like you can be guaranteed to get the piece at some point. Which then would be some sort of a factor of like motivation or like something to keep you in the game. Because if not, if you're always left to like you're always left to like the unknown of whether or not you're gonna get a drop or not, it's gonna suck. Because the moment you don't have a drop, you're gonna be pissed off, and then the week goes on, no drops, no drops, no drops, no drops, no drops, no drops. It is so cringe. And then when you get it finally and it booms, GG.
Systems present in Chrono. Spending hundreds of hours grinding at the end game only for a less than 1% chance to upgrade something doesn't really feel good or motivating to continue. What can we expect the gear enhancing systems to be like in
That's also like what he's saying is also like true, but it's also false in the sense that like when you're in the end game, like you're in the end game, like it's the end. Your upgrades, I'm sad to say this, but you're not in the early game or in the mid game. Like in the early game and mid game, or when you're in the early game, it's easier to go from early to mid game and mid game to end game than end game to like what, late game, I guess. You know what I'm saying? What he's saying, like his statement, like spend hundreds of hours in the end game, like you're supposed to do that. When you're in the end game, you're already like in the end game. Like, what's after end game? The late end game, basically. Like, are you gonna like separate end game, early end game, and late end game? Like, people usually spend most of the time having fun in the early and in the mid game and in the beginning of the end game. They always have fun mostly in the early game, the mid game, and early end game. You know, once you get to the actual like the meats of the end game, yeah, you're expected to spend hundreds of hours grinding for better gear, for sure, or like grinding for, you know, 1 extra gear score or 2 extra, because at that point you made it, bro. Like, good job, you're in the end game. What do you expect more? You know, you're gonna be sitting there waiting for, I guess, better gear to drop, better pieces of equipment to drop, and then you're gonna go grind those new areas and get that, right? If not, well then, like, you know, like it's hard to say, but like it is what it is. Like, you are literally in the 0.1% of the population when you're super end game, whatever, in the 1% of the population when you're super end game, and it's like you expected, like you have nothing, like there's nothing else to look forward to, right? Like the first 80% of your like gear score, like if you go from like, if the hard cap is, let's say, 300 gear score, well, the first 250 are gonna be pretty easy / rewarding to grind, but the last 50 is the last 50. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be long. You can't just easily go from 250 to 300. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of out of fault to just say that in a bad way. Like, you're gonna be spending hundreds of hours to get 1%. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. But he's talking about a less than 1% chance to upgrade something. I get it. It's not for everyone. The Korean MMOs are not for everyone. If they make it grindy, you're gonna have to abide by this, right? Maybe like the last 50 gear scores aren't that important, but then if it's not that important, then what's the motivation to grind for it? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, is it good? Is it bad? Like, you know, it's. But I get it. If it's unattainable because it's like less than 1% chance of succeeding, then what's the point of going for it in the first place? You know what I'm saying? So it's like both sides, right?
To continue, what can we expect the gear enhancing systems to be like in Chrono?
저희 크로노 오디세이의 강화 시스템은 강화를 통해서 만족감을
satisfaction. So maybe they're gonna make it so like you're gonna go grind for items, and with those items you can get like a guaranteed enhancement.
승률이나 피로감이나 좌절감을 맛보기 위해서 그렇게 설계된 형태는 아니라고 봐주시면 될 것 같습니다. 저희 강화 과정에서 복잡하거나 불합리한
won't encounter any complicated or unfair mechanics. So unfair, I'm gonna assume it's gear breaking or degrading, I assume.
보실 수 없을 것이고요. 그런 요소들은 저희 철저하게 배제한 형태의 강화라고 봐주.
You can never intention as the one we've completely eliminated. Okay, so from what I understand, it's gonna be guaranteed. So you go farm for I don't know fucking stone of ass or stone of something, and you use that stone to go enhance your gear, and it goes completely instantly. Some shit like that. I mean, that could be fine. That could be fine. Like you kill bosses, you get drops from those bosses, and you use those drops to actually enhance your gear in 100% matter, right? So you go from like I don't know, plus 15 to plus 15 to plus 16 on your gear, and it's guaranteed. There's no bullshit because you used your stone of ass. You know what I'm saying?
라고 봐주시면 될 것 같습니다.
Some shit
저희
like that.
강화에서는 뭐 아이템이
So
부서지거나
no item breaking is really good.
그리고 너무 극악의 확률로 뭐
Or perks attaching at extremely low probabilities. Okay.
퍽이 붙는다든지 이런 형태는 완전
Entirely avoided.
지양하고
Okay.
있고요.
Cool. That's fine.
좀 더 그냥 유저들이 강화를 통해서 합리적이다고 생각.
If there's degrading, it's fine. As long as it's like not a thing where as long as there are multiple save slots, save points, it would be pretty nice. But the thing is, as long as there's no breaking, I'm happy. That's it.
그런 어떤 성장감을 받아들일 수 있도록 그렇게 설계하고 있습니다.
No
As someone
breaking
who's
equals me
played a
happy.
lot of MMOs and prefers expansive build optionality, I also understand this could be overwhelming for others who prefer simpler systems. We talked about the gear building optionality, but I want to ask you about the skill building optionality or the skills tree. From what I saw, the skill tree options were pretty straightforward and there weren't a ton of options. Of course, choosing 2 weapons naturally gives you double the options, but the tree itself isn't exactly large. Should we expect more to come, or is the goal to streamline this to make it less overwhelming and easier to understand?
저희 크로노
Good
오디세이는
question. It's a good question.
이집스런 하드 마스터라는 목표로 설계를 했고요. 처음에는
Easy to
쉽게
learn, hard to master. I like this, but that means everyone's gonna run pretty much almost the same build. But again, it's gonna be skill expression,
쉬운 구조로
which is good. Which is good. It's gonna be simpler, but if you want to execute it correctly, you're gonna need better skills, I guess. I don't know.
할 수 있게끔
Like better hands.
전투를 설계했지만 깊이를 더하거나 좀 더 깊이 있게 파고드는
Like more
유저들을
animation
위해서
canceling, perhaps, stuff like
뒤로 갈수록
that.
자기만의 빌드와 메타를 만들
Stop,
수 있는
sorry, shut
형태로
up.
그런 구조로 지금 설계하고 있습니다.
One of the most commonly asked questions
That's not
I now
bad. I like
ask
that.
to you. Is this game more PvE focused or PvP focused?
He said PvE.
크로노스의 처음 개발을 설계할 때부터 이 부분을
But I would be
어떻게
really happy if they're open to the idea of releasing some PvP content, because he said it twice, I think already, or for one time in the beginning of the interview. This game is gonna be PvE focused.
할지를 되게
If they can
고민을 많이
add PvP in
했었는데
this game,
PvP를 좋아하는 유저들이 생각보다
so skill users who prefer PvP turns or to be 5% only 20%. Okay. Yo, I'm gonna follow. Hey, okay. Hey, okay. Hey, Ronaldo. Hey, my boy Ronaldo, huge. I get to my suit. Welcome, my boy Sane. Thank you.
되게 5%나 10% 정도밖에 안 된다라는
So
통계
small, so a little minority likes
기준으로 해서
PvP. Sorry.
좀 더 저희 컨텐츠에 PVE 중심으로 설계를 했습니다. 좀 더 그 PVP를 좋아하는 어떤 몇몇 소수 분들의
But
어떤
it's small
즐거움을
into
위해서
PvP. Okay.
PVE를
Are they
좋아하는
gonna add?
유저분
That would be pretty awesome if they could add some sort of like arena, some sort of battle arena, perhaps some sort of like stadium where you can actually like play PvP with your friends for those like small community.
들이
Next
거기에
to the number
대한
one videos,
어떤
let's go,
피로감이나
Pog!
좌절감을 맛보지 않도록 PVE 중심으로 크로노 오디세이는 만들어졌습니다.
What kind of PvE
PvE.
content can we expect at the end game of Chrono Odyssey?
크로노
Raids.
오디세이에서는
Yeah,
10인
I was gonna say
레이드와
raids.
5인
10-player raids, 10-player raids, and 5-player dungeons.
파티 전쟁.
Stop spamming hexies, bro!
레이드라고 하면 많은 분들이 훨씬 더 매시브한 어떤 큰 많은 인원들이 좀 들어오는 걸 생각을 할 텐데 저희 같은 신규 IP의 그 게임들은
What are they gonna do?
좀
I'm
많은
curious.
인원들을 매칭하는 부분이 좀 어렵다는 부분도 있고 그리고 이 부분에서 유저들도 매칭이 안 됐을 때 피로감을 느낄 수 있다고 판단해서 10인 레이드를
Exactly.
준비를 하고 있습니다.
There are very clear tank and support roles or skills, at the very least, that's in Chrono Odyssey. Will the dungeon raid experience feature a classic Holy Trinity?
RPG라고 하면 아마 역할에 대한 구분에 대해서 모든 분들이 생각하게 될 텐데요. 저희는 탱딜 힐의 어떤 명확한 포지션을 나누는
Okay.
구조보다는 좀 더 많은 다양한 형태의 빌드로 자기가 원하는 형태로 플레이를 할 수 있게끔
Okay.
그 부분에 좀 더 포커스를 맞췄고요. 그렇다고 해서 탱과 힐에 대한 역할이 없는 건 아닙니다. 그 부분들은 멀티플레이에서 충분히 작용할 수 있도록 지금 설계되어 있습니다. 결국 좀 더 자기의 개성에 따라서 좀 플레이 스타일에 따라서
Okay, so you could be a tank, you could be a healer. Is what he's saying. But you have the option of making different builds if you want to, based on that idea or based on your individual playstyle. That's
조금씩
cool.
더 많은
So you can make
다양한
hybrids.
어떤
That's
빌드를
awesome.
플레이할 수 있도록
Dude, a lot of builds, a lot of games don't allow you to go hybrid because it just doesn't work. But being able to go hybrid, play some things is really fun because then you can tailor your build to your game style. That's awesome.
좀 더 자유로운
That's pretty cool.
조합과 플레이를 할 수 있도록 유도하는 형태라고 봐주시면 됩니다.
I'd like
Yeah,
to talk a
that's
little bit
good.
about the PvP. Now, aside from the dueling, PvP during the beta was an opt-in system that allowed players to kill anyone else that was flagged for PvP in the open world. It was fun, but the balance honestly wasn't that great, and it certainly had a lot of improving to do in terms of polish. Is this something that you guys intend on focusing on or have maybe already focused on? Or will this be more of like a Diablo 4 PvP approach where it's just side content and deliberately not balanced?
저희 게임에서 PVP는
Let's see. Important question.
선택적으로 자기가 선택할 수 있는 형태로
Option issues with part of
자리
speed,
잡을
okay?
거고요.
Sure.
이 PVP를 하는 경험이 불쾌한 경험이 되지 않도록 자기가 원하는 사람들만 PVP 형태로 이제 게임을 플레이 진행할 수 있도록 그런
Okay.
컨텐츠가 마련되어 있는 형태라고 봐주시면 됩니다.
So consent.
PVE가 좀 더
Consent is
중심이지만
important.
PVP를 좋아하는 유저를 위해서의 컨텐츠는 마련되어 있다라고 봐주시면 될 것 같습니다.
What kind of PvP content can we expect at the
Yeah,
end game?
I was gonna ask
엔드
what
컨텐츠
kind of content.
기준으로 저희는 PVP
Freely contested zones.
부분은 이제 자유 분쟁 지역이 준비되어 있고요. 자유 분쟁 지역에서는 PVP를 켜거나 끄지 않더라도
Yo, Univola, hey! Hey, okay. Oh, boy, Univola, appreciate you, my boy. Thank you. Huge. Thank you. Welcome to the stream.
지역을 만들 거고 그리고 PVE
What they could do, honestly, like a very easy like option for PvP, make a PvP server, man. BDO does a really great. In my opinion, is really great. A PvP server with higher drop rate. Make it so like when you go to that server, you have the expectations of meeting other players and fighting them. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to a battlefield. That's really good. And if you want to go hunt people, you can also go hunt people. So like it's really good. That's amazing.
로 컨텐츠가 에덴이라는 컨텐츠가 준비되고
Content
있습니다.
called
The PvP
Eden.
zones that you're referring to, will they actually have any significance or is it just going to
Exactly.
be kind of side?
Because if it's side content, then it's like no one's gonna go there. It's gonna be dead. On the flip side, if it's significant, then a lot of people will go there and it's gonna be really bad for them because they're gonna be fucked pretty much. Because like now all the PvEers are going there and then the PvPers are having fun. They can kill everyone, but the PvEers are not gonna be happy. Like if there's a zone for PvP and there's a big quest over there, like it's a main quest and you have to go there, all the PvPers will just camp all the PvEers. That's not cool. That's not cool. It's fun for PvPers like myself. I'm gonna enjoy this, but it's unfair. It's boring for these people. Like for these people, it's not gonna be fun. It's gonna be pretty bad. I'm ready for Chrono Odyssey, to be honest, my new forever MMO. Hold down your horses, baby. Hold down your horses. Hold down your horses.
Content. Is there actual value in going
We'll
into
see.
those zones?
자유 분쟁 지역 같은 경우는 좀 더 PVP를 좋아하는 유저들.
They're selectively designed specifically for users who enjoy PvP, so only those who want to participate will go there. Okay, so it's gonna be literally side content. You don't have to go there. Maybe it's gonna be like an open arena for people to go there, but if there's no incentive, it kind of sucks. I wish there was like an incentive. Like, it would be awesome to have servers with like more drop rates, where like if you enjoy to PvE and you enjoy to PvP, well then you can go. You have the best of both worlds, right? Like I myself, I really enjoy PvP a lot, and I enjoy PvE. I love grinding. So Arsha for me is a perfect example of like what I would enjoy playing in this game, right? I get both the PvE, the PvE perks. Cute. I get both the perks of like PvE grinding and PvP when I confront people. It's awesome as long as people don't grief me. I don't get fucked by people with like insanely higher gear than me, then we're fine. But if it's like a little duel here and there, I think it's fine. I think it's really fucking fun.
마련되어 있는 어떤 좀 선택적으로 원하는 유저들만 가도록 좀 그렇게 설계되었고요. PVEVP로 지금 준비되고 있는 컨텐츠는 그냥 해도 되고 안 해도 되는 어떤 그런 컨텐츠가 아니라 좀 더 크로노의 성장과 연결되어 있는 구조로 설계하고 있습니다. PVEVP인 어떤 에덴 컨텐츠에서 얻은 재화나 어떤 성장 아이템은 크로노의 성장에 중대하고 좀 중요한 요소로 작용하게 될 것입니다.
그 혹시 거기서
네.
그 약간 그 PVP 존에서 약간 레어 아이템 같은 거나 뭐 리소스 같은 거를 파밍을 할 수 있는 그런 것도 있나요?
That had to be
있습니다.
that had to be a improvised question because he didn't say it in English. So he asked in Korean. That's good.
존에서 약간 레어 아이템 같은 거나 뭐 리소스 같은 거를 파밍을 할 수 있는 그런 것도 있나요?
네, 있습니다. 에덴 컨텐츠에서만 성장할 수 있는 아이템 그리고 거기서만
So you get specific items and you can upgrade them to the Eden system. Maybe it's like what? It's like your alternative to like your PvE gear. You're gonna have a PvP gear then?
할 수 있는 아이템이
It's gonna be a
존재하고요.
unique thing. It must be a unique thing. Yeah.
에덴에서 그 고유 성장 아이템을 얻고 또 크로노 오디세이의 필드를 이제 플레이를 할 때도 그 성장 아이템을 유효하게 반영되게 돼 있습니다.
One more question on the PvP. Will you or would you consider adding battlegrounds or arena to
I was
Chrono
gonna say.
Odyssey?
PVP를
Say
좋아하는
yes.
유저들을 위한 컨텐츠로
Okay, so they already have this prepared, but would you add arena?
PVEVP 컨텐츠가 준비되어 있는데
Like 1v1s?
이 부분은 계속해서 저희가 고민하고 있는 중이고요. PVP를 할 수 있게끔 설계가 되어 있기 때문에 이 내용으로 3대3이나
Yeah, exactly. 3v3, 5v5s, that's really good.
할수 있는 구조는
That's good.
쉽게 만들 수 있습니다.
Like capture the point, like Guild Wars 2, bro. It's very simple. Like Guild Wars 2, capture the point, or 1v1 arenas. It's very simple.
PVP에 대한
It's not hard. People will play that shit. I can guarantee you, like if you like PvP and you like arena, like these capture the flag type things or capture the point, like Guild Wars 2, are gonna be fun.
피드백에 따라서 이 부분을 어떤 식으로 좀 더 발전시켜 나갈지 계획을 잡을 생각입니다.
It's been mentioned before that this game will focus much more on solo player experiences, leading people to believe it will be more in line with a BDO-like experience where the majority of your time is spent doing things on your own. This is the polar opposite of Throne and Liberty, where everything you do is pretty much in a group. Where does Chrono Odyssey lie?
정확히 크로노 오디세이의 게임을 설계하는
He's gonna say
과정에서는
the best. He's gonna say
이
both.
목표가 반영이 되고
Right.
유저들이 이제 이렇게 느껴주실지는 모르겠지만 싱글 플레이 유저들과
Yeah, he's
멀티플레이
gonna say both,
유저들의
exactly.
어떤 성장을 다 할 수 있도록 콘텐츠를 마련했고요. 싱글 플레이 유저들이 계속 성장할 수 있는 구조의 콘텐츠들이 여러 가지로 마련되어 있는 반면에 멀티플레이 유저들이 이제 멀티플레이를 하면서 즐겨낼 수 있는 그런 컨텐츠들이
So maybe harder content for multiplayers,
싱글 플레이
perhaps?
유저들은 크로노 게이트와 시련 같은
Chrono Gates and Trials. That seems like Lost Ark, like Chaos Gates, perhaps. Chaos Gate, Chrono Gate, Chaos Gates. trials. It's resembling giving me like Path of Exile trial, like labyrinth trials, perhaps, like some jumping puzzles, maybe some little like puzzles here and there, some solving this, solving that, like a mini boss fight in the middle of like the whole. Maybe it's this.
컨텐츠가 그에
Like trial of
해당하고요.
strength. You go in, it's like, oh, you gotta prove your strength, kill this mini boss, and then it's like, oh, do this puzzle. It's like, oh, this puzzle I have to lift stuff, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe this, or trial of like speed. You gotta go as quick as possible. Something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe something like this. I don't know.
그리고 멀티플레이 유저들은 레이드나
And yeah, raids, expeditions. This just like your regular like PvE content. Like you just go through raids, dungeons, etc. You know what I'm saying?
원정 던전, 인스턴스 던전 같은
So,
것들이
but you can't do those solo then.
예시라고 봐주시면 될 것 같습니다.
In the
Interesting.
beta test, there weren't a whole lot of guild systems or content. What kind of guild systems or content can we expect to see in the live version that you could share with us today?
현재 크로노 오디세이의 길드 시스템은 사실 소셜적인 부분으로만 작용하고 있고요. 좀 더 길드에 대한 부분들을
That's good.
발전시켜 나가는 부분은 아직도 계획하고 있고 검토하고 있는 중입니다.
In the live version, will there be an open economy system utilizing open trade and auction house, or will there be limitations in bound elements? If there is an open system, how will you combat botting?
Yeah.
경매장을 냈고 개인 거래는 지금 허용하지
So auction house players cannot trade together. Isn't currently allowed. Please don't be like Blatant Soul, where to put IRL money to fucking participate. Please don't be like that.
그리고 귀속 아이템은 존재하고요. 이 부분에서 개인 거래를 저희가 지원하지 않는 이유는 경제 시스템이 그 개인 거래로 인해서
Please don't be
망가지는
that.
형태를 많이 보았기 때문에 이 부분에서는 좀 엄격하게 저희는 개인 거래를 하지 않는 형태로 구성되고 있습니다.
One of the biggest issues I found with the game personally were some of the quality of life features mainly related to UI things that felt more in line with single player RPG games or console and less traditional MMO PC MMORPG. An example would be the partying up with your friends system. Were these things changed or improved from the previous beta test?
이 부분은 충분히
BDO market is honestly the best market in my opinion. I really like the BDO market. I mean, BDO market, the fucking RuneScape GE, right, Grand Exchange, are hands down probably one of the best things ever that I've seen. Like, economically speaking, like in terms of like in-game economy, I think it's. I mean, obviously, fuck botting and fuck bots. I'm saying like they're gonna always ruin everything. But in terms of like structure and system, I think it's awesome. I like trading with players. If you could like, I don't know, if you could have best of both worlds, I don't know how you could implement it. Maybe like trade with like a specific amount of people. I don't know. I fucking know. Maybe, I don't know. Even like a restricted amount of trades is kind of weird. But no, I mean, honestly, if it were for either or, I would always go with like a auction house. It's always like the best thing ever, in my opinion. Like I've had really good experiences with those. BDO is amazing. RuneScape is great. The moment you introduce trading and all these like ways of trading with people, like you incentivize bots, you know, to start playing and earning a lot of money. And it's just like, even with auction house, there's a lot of risk of botters just coming in and, you know, mass selling resources or whatever. But how do you counter this? I'm really curious what he's gonna say. BDO market is honestly the best market. Yeah, that's how Warframe is. W. You only have a certain amount of trades a week. Sure, yeah, sure, you could do that. That's not bad. Yeah. To be fair, BDO market was dog shit back in the days, but currently is really good. I don't even remember how it was back then, but I like how it is now. So let's just say that.
공감하고 있고요. 저희 UI 시스템은 컨트롤러와 이제 그 키보드 마우스를 이제 동시에 다 지원하기 때문에 키보드 마우스 같은 경우는 뭐 입력할 수 있는 방식이 너무 많기 때문에 키보드 마우스 중심이 아니라 컨트롤러 중심으로 개발하고 있는 중이고요. 컨트롤러에서 이미 제대로
Are we still talking about the the UI, the UI. Gotcha.
키보드 마우스에서는 당연히 잘 컨트롤할 수 있기 때문에 컨트롤러 위주로 좀 개발을 하다 보니까 좀 더 싱글 플레이
Primarily around controllers, huh? Hey, get your PS5 controllers, baby.
이로 인해서 좀 불편을 겪는 어떤 유저 피드백들을
Get them up, baby. We'll be playing some Chrono Odyssey on the triggers.
다시 수정하고 디벨롭 해 나가는 중입니다.
Another major concern I have is with density. Chrono is a true open world, and gathering resources is a major part of the game. Chrono will for sure have thousands of players on each server, and
Yeah, like
players
instance,
will
perhaps,
absolutely
materials?
be contesting each other for these resources. Two words I know that you will understand, along with the beta testers: red trees. Imagine thousands of us trying to chop down red trees.
That's what happened in Blade and Soul. Blade and Soul had one quest when it released. You had to kill 3 bears. You had to kill 3 bears, but not only kill them, you had to collect from them the fur. And there was like, I want to say over 300, 400, 500. There's so many people in that instance, and there weren't many instances already. Like there was like infinite instances. And everyone was attacking the bear, and I was stuck there for like 15, 20, 30 minutes. I couldn't get the fur. I couldn't get the fur. I was stuck for 30 minutes. Trying to kill 3 bears. I was always getting KS'd. It was so pure agony. I hated that quest. I had to party up with people. 6 different people I had to party up with them. We made a big party, and we tried our best to like spam attack from the fucking bots, sitting in the same location. Dude, these motherfuckers are like 20, 40 bots in the same singular square, multi-boxing perhaps, and just like spamming attack. And we're trying to outbeat them. It was so hard.
Please tell
Lost like 30 minutes on that one quest. It's so annoying.
me, what are your plans to address the density issue?
베타 테스트에서는 일부 지역만 플레이를 할 수
Candles
있기 때문에
in Arcade.
아마 그 제한된 지역
Same thing.
안에서의 희귀한 체주물에 대한 경쟁이나 그리고 리스폰에 대한 것들도 아마 크게 좀
What do you say? We facilitate competition of rare gathering materials within the train. Okay.
그리고 리스폰에
Also felt
대한
strongly
것들도
regarding
아마
response,
크게
sure.
좀 와닿았을 거라고 생각합니다. 좀 더 많은 영역을 포함한 어떤 필드로 런칭해서 플레이를 할 때는 이런 부분들이 좀 더 해소될 것.
So broader areas with even more resources, perhaps, is what they're gonna do. Okay. So there's not gonna be instances or instanced loots or whatever. Okay.
생각하고 있고요. 희귀한 아이템들은 희귀한 대로 저희는 유지하게 만들 거고요. 몬스터의 어떤 리스폰 시간이나 이런 부분들은 스케일링 할 수 있는 자동으로 많은 유저가 리스폰 시간이나 이런 부분들은 스케일링 할 수 있는.
But to resolve this using a scaling system.
자동.
Or make it adjust with many players. Oh, okay.
많은 유저가 몰렸을 때 그리고 그 유저들 대비해서 리스폰 시간을 제어할 수 있는.
So if there's a lot of bots, I mean, if I understand what it means, right? They're gonna adjust. There's gonna be a scaling system. So if 50 people are gathering, the system's gonna be like, oh my god, there are 50 people here. Let's spawn more. Spawn it faster. Which means if you have 50 bots on the same location, sucking all the resources, they're gonna spawn faster for them. So what happens then, right?
그런 스케일링 시스템으로.
Unless they make them bound, then it's like useless, right?
저희는 해소해 나갈 계획입니다.
The version we played had no mini-map and only a compass, forcing players to hit M to pull up the map often to figure out their location. I've recently taken a poll on my YouTube, which consists primarily of MMO players and what they prefer. The overwhelming majority prefer having a mini-map. I want to ask you this directly. What is the intent for not having one, and will you consider adding it based on these numbers? These numbers being, by the way, only 6% preferred not having a mini-map, only 6.
저도 미니맵이 더 편해요. 저도 미니맵이 더 편한데 설계하는
Yeah, but for the immersion and everything, if they're going for like an Elden Ring, type, like Elden Ring, sinister vibe, then yeah, I get it. Like for the time being, maybe no minimap and a compass is, I guess, is more convenient, like thematically. But dude, it's an MMO. You need to get a minimap. Like you need a minimap. What is that? Oh, this is a map or something. This like it's not Dark Souls. It's not Elden Ring. Like at least like you need some sort of like a map where like you write down what happens, or like you discover new areas. It becomes maybe like if you start off, it's like all blurry. And the more you explore, the more you do quests, the more like you discover areas, the more you fill in your map. I can see that being a thing.
첫 번째는 HUD상에서 너무 많은 시스템적인 정보를 두려고 하지 않았어요. 저희는 액션성을 강조하는 게임이다 보니까 HUD상에서 좀 많은 그 인터페이스를 차지하는 그런 UI는 좀 지향하는 편이었고요.
Oh, okay, I get that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Immersion-wise, like I'm just talking about immersion. Like that's what he just literally said. He's for the immersion of the game, for like because it's the action combat game, you don't want to have like these clutters of like UIs all over the place, so it's like gonna like, distract you or like remove the immersion of like being an action gameplay, or you could be fighting or whatever. So I get it. It's like Monster Hunter. I get it. Like open your map. It is what it is. It's fine.
정보의 결핍을 줌으로 인해서
I'm okay with that personally.
좀 더 시스템으로 유저들이 접근하기보다는 좀 더 몰입감 있게 이
See, more immersed. I'm telling you, more immersed.
그렇게 플레이하기 해주기를 원하는 그런 의도에서
I get that. I get that. I prefer
Let's
minimaps,
address
but
the elephant in the room. The
Pay to win.
monetization.
Yeah, let's go.
I'm going to tell you what every Western MMO player is thinking and wondering. Every single Korean company has a terrible reputation when it comes to monetization in the West due to the fact that every single Korean MMO has some form of
every single one.
I personally went to NCSoft last year and told the lead at Throne that the overwhelming majority of Westerners saw the game as pay-to-win trash, and if they would consider changing it for the global audience. His answer was that they felt like the pay-to-win elements in Throne were fair. Give it to us directly. We're all adults here. Is Chrono Odyssey going to be pay-to-win?
걱정하지 않으셔도 됩니다. 저희 크로노 오디세이는 페이 투 윈이 절대 없습니다.
See how he's answering more confidently, more happy? It really seems like he was waiting for this kid's question. It's like, hey, it is not pay to win, bruh. It is not pay to win. That's what video said. Okay, listen, we gotta give it a shot. Let's keep listening.
가장 중요한 가치로 삼고 있습니다.
Listen, if you add like a subscription-based monetization, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Let me pay monthly, bro. These games are expensive to do. I get that. It's expensive to release an MMO to the global population. It's expensive. Let me help. Let me pay. I will help. But don't make it pay to win, bro. Make it like a subscription-based. I think that's completely fair. I think everyone will be okay with that. Either buy to play or subscription-based. And subscription-based could be something like a battle pass, where like try not to add some pay-to-win elements in there. Maybe like some cosmetics, maybe some, I don't know, some things that, some skins perhaps. I don't fucking know. Maybe like, sure, battle pass perhaps, something like this. Yeah, why not? But like, don't make it so it's a battle pass and it's like pay-to-win stuff in there. Like, oh, enhanced materials. Oh, XP coupons. Like, bro, come on. It's like pay to win, and it's chill. Just cosmetics is fine. I think that's what usually games should be for. You have your gameplay, you have your either monthly subscription, or you have some sort of like a pay to win, a buy to play system, and then you have your cosmetics. Those are your ways of like, get the gooners in there, bro. Get the gooners, make some money from the gooners, skins for your pets, skins for your mounts, etc., etc. I think that's ideally what I would like to see. If I see the moment I see pay to win elements, I think it's really bad. It's like a downward spiral. It's a spiral that keeps going worse and worse and worse and worse.
현재는 코스튬
Because they start with this, it opens the doors for something else, and then
어떤 상품으로서 저희 BM은 설계되어 있고요. 유저가 신뢰할 수 있는 구조를 만드는 것이 저희들의 가장 중요한 우선순위입니다.
Hopefully they don't like switch up on us. So like they start with no pay to win, and then they slowly start adding stuff here and there. Like, oh, you trying to enhance this item? Yo, come here. Come. come. How about one crystal for $10? How about that? How about hey? You don't have to say yes. Hey, we're just offering. We have seen you fail over and over again. How about we just, give it a... Hey, we're offering you a service, man. It's only $10. What do you mean? Are you broke? Like, if they do something like that, it's GG, bro.
Exactly is the monetization going to be then
GG.
for Chrono Odyssey? You mentioned just selling cosmetics, or is there anything more to that?
비즈니스 모델은 크로노의 비즈니스
If you're a
모델은
broke boy, just say so. Facts.
장비의 외형 변경을
Okay, costumes, yes.
하기 위한
Weapon
코스튬,
skins,
그리고
armor
할 것에
skins,
대한 코스튬,
mount skins.
그리고
Hell yes.
일부 배틀
Big
패스에
titties, big
대한
ass,
것들만
yes.
고려하고 있습니다.
Give me that.
You say no pay to win. So I just want to double check and confirm here, because no pay to
That's
win,
good.
I've seen a lot of loopholes that these companies will try to, they'll try and say there's no pay to win, but in reality, there's some kind of currency that you can buy that eventually leads to pay to win.
Sure.
So you're confirming that there is no pay to win straight up, and the only monetization is pretty much what you've explained before.
네, 없습니다. 코스튬이나 이모션 같은 어떤
Rehearsed.
소셜에 관련된 내용이나 치장성 상품에
Costumes, emotes,
어떤
cosmetics, sure.
그 밸런스에 영향을 주는 BM 상품도 고려하지 않고 있습니다.
There's going to be a lot of people who will be insanely happy hearing this, but there's also going to be a lot of people that are just not going to believe what you're saying until they see it. Mainly because there have been many companies that have said there was going to be no pay to win,
Fair enough.
but ended up adding it later.
Fair
What
enough.
do you say to those who don't believe?
다시 한번 말씀드리지만
Stand on
크로노
business.
오디세이에는
Stand on business.
페이트윈
They
요소는 절대
will-
없을 것입니다.
I'll say
게임의
this again.
밸런스에
Wait. I'll say this again. A Chrono Odyssey will never have pay to win elements. Yo, make sure of this, bro. We gotta make sure of this. He said never have pay to win elements. This guy, hey,
페이트윈
I hope
요소는
so,
절대
bro.
없을 것입니다.
I hope so.
게임의 밸런스에 영향을 미치는 그 어떤 상품도 없을 것입니다.
Now, to be fair,
Good.
Chrono Studios is a brand new player in the space, and it is
Hello, Brazil. Te amo. Hey, te amo, Brazil. Mwah, te ama. Te ama. Te amo. Oh, papacito. Okay.
its own entity, not run or owned by any other
Obrigado,
company.
obrigado.
Which, by the way,
Yeah,
is a big
okay. Like this?
misconception.
Yeah.
From my understanding, this is a brand new team working with a new cacao publishing team, and I feel like this is important context for people. And I
Wait, what did he
want
say?
misconception. From my understanding, this is a brand new team working with a new cacao publishing team.
Yeah, so it's not actually cacao. I mean, it is cacao, but it's a new cacao. So hey, maybe no pay to win.
And
it's a
I feel
new
like this is
cacao,
important
right?
context for people.
Hey, surely they learned, huh? Surely they learned from their mistakes how it killed BDO, and now BDO is back on its feet thanks to PA and all the quality of life, and it's less pay to win than before. There's still pay to win elements, obviously. You can always pay to get stronger, but it's just less rampant than before. So
And I
good.
want to make sure that this information is correct. Is that correct? The Chrono team, the Chrono Studios, is its own entity and it is not a subsidiary of a different company?
네, 맞습니다.
예.
저도 이런 댓글이나 질문들을 너무 많이 받아서 확실하게 좀 이야기를 해야 될 것 같은데요. 크로노
Fool me
오디세이는
once.
엠픽셀과 엠픽셀의 자회사가 아닐 뿐더러
엠픽셀.
엠픽셀과 이제 완전 구분되어 있는 독립된 회사로서 지금 개발을 진행하고 있고요. 다시 한번 말씀드리지만 저희는 엠픽셀의 자회사는 아니고 크로노 스튜디오로 완전 분리되어 있는 독립된 법인으로 만들어진
independent
새로운
legal
기업이고요.
entity. Chrono Studio.
어떠한
Interesting.
엠픽셀과의 연관성이 없다라는 점을 이 자리를 빌어서 한 번 더 말씀드리겠습니다.
Well, I genuinely hope that Chrono Studio sets the new standard for these MMORPGs that are coming up. How many people are you
Interesting.
expecting to have in the closed beta test?
이번 클로즈
1
베타
million. Wow.
참여자는 한 100만
That's
100만
crazy.
정도로 생각하고 있습니다. 이 부분은
Where's my email, bro?
그냥 게임에 대한
Where's my email
자신감도
confirming
있지만
I'm here, bro?
저희가
Get me
이때까지
in.
영상을 공개했을 때의 어떤 파급력이나
Yo,
조회수
where's my email, bro?
근거로
Where's my email?
산정한
Get me
수치이고요.
in.
충분히 가능할 거라고 생각하고 있습니다.
This is the first Korean MMO I've ever seen put this much value into Western feedback. If I may say,
that's what I'm saying.
The devs held a Discord call at the end of our previous beta test with a translator to communicate with us global users directly. This was really encouraging for us because it's not something that we're used to seeing with Korean game developers.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's the first time Westerners were able to communicate feedback directly with Korean devs who were seeking. First, I want to tell you that we genuinely appreciate the effort that you've given us in seeking our feedback here in the West. And I'd like to ask you, will we be getting a true global launch, or will the Korean version be releasing first for Chrono Odyssey?
That's a global
also,
launch.
will updates be globally launched, or will Korea get the updates first?
Yes, that's
먼저
important.
제가 감사드리고 싶은 건 그 FGT 이후에 플레이 테스트에 참여한 유저들과 소통하는 자리에서 진심으로 제가 좀 감동하는 부분이 있었어요. 좀 진심으로 이런 게임들이 잘 되기 위해서 수많은 피드백을 주셨고 마지막으로 이 게임이 꼭 잘 만들어지기를 응원한다는 메시지들이 디스코드를 통해서 수많은 사람들이 올라왔는데 게임을 개발하면서 그런 감동은 처음 느껴봤거든요, 사실.
Yeah, because there's a big void in the MMO sphere when it comes to MMO. The MMO genre is pretty much dead, man. There's nothing crazy up and running. Every time a Korean MMO comes out, it's filled with pay to win. It just dies. Blast Online, Alien Online, all these games that were launched and literally died on release, basically. All these Korean Blast Unleashed, BNS Neo, all these games releasing and literally dying on the spot because of pay to win elements is like, as a company, I'm so stunned. Like, is it because the profit margins are so huge, they make so much money that you're like, okay, we're gonna do the same. We're gonna also launch and grab a lot of money. Is that why? Like, do they make so much money that other companies are like, fuck it, we're doing the same thing because we want money, and they do that? Like, nobody actually just like sat down and were like, damn, all those companies have one thing in common: they die on release, because pay to win, they die on release. So how about we just change it up? Oh, no money? Oh, GG. Like, that's why he's like, oh my God, I'm so deeply moved. Oh my God, like, this is so new to me. Like, yeah, because nobody took the time to sit down and reflect and be like, damn, how about we listen to people and let's see how they act. Oh, they're nice? Oh, they provide feedback? Oh, they're cool. They're nice? Like, of course, bro. Of course they're gonna be nice. Bro, got emotional, of course.
저에게 되게 큰 감명이
Of course, bro. When you listen to people, they're usually gonna be nice to you. Like, usually, like, when you listen to people and do whatever they want, or no, accommodate for their needs and their questions and be there for them. Like, when a consumer of anything IRL, whether it's my fucking lipstick, my lip balm, my Coke, my water, my phone, if a consumer feels like he's listened to and feels like the CEO, whatever, is taking their problem seriously, then that's really good. That makes me feel good. That makes them feel good, because I'm gonna be buying more of their stuff and they're gonna be happy because, hey, money, me like money. And I'm saying, like, because the problem is publicly owned companies who only care about earnings quarter. Exactly. They don't care about the long-term investment. They care because the investors are there to see quarter for quarter what comes in their pockets. If it's green, we good. If it's red, we not good. You know what I'm saying? That's the issue.
일부 국가를 제외한 전 세계 동시 출시를 목표로 하고 있습니다. 출시 이후 업데이트 역시 글로벌 동기화를 목표로 하고 있고
nice. Synchronizing both. That's crazy. That's good.
동시에 업데이트될
nice. No, that's amazing. One thing I hated about these games, these Korean MMOs, is that all the content was always released in Korea first and then came over to us. So people that played with me, a lot of the people in the community, we can never try to go for first, whatever, because it just depends on who the fuck studies more, man. It's so cringe. Like, it's so annoying. It's like everything is done. You know how to do this, you know how to do that, you know how to do this. Oh, look up a guide on this, look up a video on that, look up a random current video on this, or the... Bro, what the fuck are you even playing for then? You know what I'm saying? Like, if everything is... Yeah, everything is solved and guess for everything. It's just... It's boring. I mean, obviously, you don't have to look up these things, but the general community will be looking up these things. Like, there was like when I was playing BNS, I wanted to make guides for dungeons and shit. I could have made guides, but all the content was already there. It was already released. It was kind of boring. Like, there's no need. I'm not gonna repeat the same shit. You know what I'm saying? When something new releases, it's really cool to have a platform where people discuss things, right? Oh, what have we discovered on this? Oh, let's theory craft. Oh my god, it's so fun to theory craft, talk about dungeons, talk about raid bosses, strategies. Hell yeah. Versus like, oh, let's just look at what fucking this guy did in Korea. Look at this group. They optimized the run already. Let's just steal this and do it for, like, bro.
Question that
it's
I know
boring,
I probably
man.
will not
This
be
is good,
getting
though.
an
It's
answer
really
to,
good.
but I'm going to ask it anyways, just so that I can tell you guys that I've asked it. When can we expect the global launch to be?
이 부분은 공식적으로 아직 말씀드리기
Can't
힘든
officially
부분입니다.
discuss yet. I see.
하지만 이번 클로즈 베타를 토대로 유저들의 어떤 피드백을 반영하는 데 좀 더 개발자로서 집중할
I'm thinking end of this year, hopefully. End of this year. Or beginning of next year.
것이고요. 그리고
Hopefully.
런칭에 대한 소식은 추후 별도로 다른 형태로 안내 드릴 수 있도록 준비하겠습니다.
That's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so
Good
much
video.
for your time. We really appreciate it, and I'm sure the global audience is going to be ecstatic hearing all of these answers. 시간을 내주셔서 너무 감사합니다. 네, 감사합니다.
As I mentioned in the video, that's pretty much it, guys. Don't forget to
W.
like and subscribe. Let me know your
Big
thoughts,
video,
of course,
big video.
in the comment
Link in the
section
chat.
below.
Big
Don't
video.
forget to follow me on Twitch, and remember, there's a lot more Chrono content coming very soon. I will be for sure streaming the beta test. Once again, follow me on Twitch. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Hopefully I get in that, bro. If I get in that, bro, I promise you guys we'll have a 24-hour stream. A 24-hour stream over the course of the weekend. We'll go crazy on that game, bro. I really hope to make new friends and everything in that game. It'd be really awesome just to get in that shit. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much it for me. I have to run, bro. I took way too much time. I was supposed to be done earlier. But hey, guys, again, thank you for being in here. Thank you for reacting with me, boys. I really appreciate you guys. Have a fantastic fucking day. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys in the next one, boys. All right, take it easy.